All right, watch this. Here we go.
What's up, Gerald? How's it
What's going
going, bud?
on?
Not much, man. We finally on. Me and you are.
Yep.
Um, hey, it's a rough ride. It's a rough ride for not just for working with the computers, importing dogs. It's a struggle. It's real sometimes, you know.
Man, I'm telling you, this technical thing is just
Sometimes you gotta do what you. I mean, it's a. I wish they make it a little bit easier, or like, you know.
they won't make it easier. Like, I mean, listen, you
Yeah,
hear me, right?
I can hear you. I can hear.
Yeah, they're not making it easier. As a matter of fact, I mean, they got AI this, uh, ABI. It's like, man, there's so many different things, and I've never been completely computer savvy. I could figure stuff out, but it's getting so
Difficult.
advanced. Yeah,
Yeah.
so advanced where I have to talk to. Now
The thing is moving.
I'm hitting
It's
miles up now.
it's moving fast. Like every week is different. It's not just one thing, and then all of a sudden you figure that out, and boom, it's a they just added something. You know.
Yeah. So, people, sorry about the technical difficulties. We own Dog Talk. Um,
How is that
this is
boy
like
doing?
I'm not gonna say spinoff of uh, the All World Derby Club, but this is basically it's a recap, like Nightcap. Like Shannon Sharp has a show called Nightcap, but his real show is called Klep Shay Shay, right? So this is like a quick show where we talk about something that was semi-traumatic that recently happened, or something new that recently happened, where it doesn't require a long, drawn-out process in regards to the explanation. Now, we were supposed to have Mark from Nemesis Kennel on. He's having technical difficulties. Leo, he bought a new computer for this thing. It was it an iMac, or
I was forced to it.
is it a
Yeah,
PC Metro Mac? What is it? Is it Google
no,
Chromebook? What is it?
it's a MacBook Air or something, but a newest one.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
you got to come to the swap meeting. Got it.
you know,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah. Trying to advance a little bit. I didn't know it's gonna be up. Ooh,
yeah. So
I'm
I mean, what we're going to talk about is um, my experience with importing Titus. We're going to welcome questions and comments shortly. Thanks for following. Thanks for the patience on this technical issue. Listen, we're a self-made um, setup here. I don't have a production company where I just
yeah.
walk in and get
Uh,
my
it's
espresso
already. Uh,
or my crystal light. Listen. See, people in the South, we recycle the glass juice bottles, right? The jars. So
hey,
I just made this. Yeah.
I have some too as well. Those are
See,
really
back
good.
in the day, Gatorade used to come in a bottle like this.
Mm, mm.
So we're
Now,
here.
now, here's what I want to say, Gerald. I want to first just want to say a couple of things. It's not just. I want to let people know just because you went through uh, the dog, you went through some stuff to get the dog, like hardship, and he was getting here, like you were waiting for a couple of days, and
Yeah.
doesn't mean that can happen to anybody, but and
Right.
it all goes case by case, so I just people need to understand that every time it's something else different. We're just gonna talk about right now, we're gonna talk about exactly what happened to you, but it can be, a lot more things. They can go wrong or they can go right. See what I'm saying? It all depends on the circumstances.
Especially when they're changing the rules. Mark, you're getting your your what is
Yeah,
it called? It's called
my
the
orthopedic freaking damn cushion
yeah,
and
man,
my
orthopedic.
wife's damn seat. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, it's
So
good.
what was going on with the? You got to talk to me now. What's going on with the technical difficulties? I mean, come on now.
I don't know. I couldn't hear you, and then I could hear you, and then I can't hear you, and then I can only see Leo, and then you're saying you're getting echoes, and I don't know, bro. I just changed the camera because you guys said that it was kind of dark.
I tell you what I'm gonna do though. After the show, I'm gonna take all my electronic equipment, my phone, headsets. computers, and give him some penicillin shot because every time I mess around with you, my shit get fucked up.
You get the virus.
Yeah, man. I'm shit. You got trichomonas on my shit, man. I'm like, the shit ain't acting right.
Yeah.
Anyway, we want to talk about my and Mark Tamayo from Nemesis Kennel. We've been boys for a long time. Leo, we've been boys. As a matter of fact, me and Leo used to be, I won't say competitors because you're in a different lane, I'm in a different lane.
That's
But
right.
we knew about each other.
Friendly competition is always good,
Yes.
man.
Yes. So I want to talk about, and guys, thanks for joining us. I'm gonna put in their Instagram information while we talk. I gotta put my glasses on to do that. You know, I'm turning 53 this year. And
Youngster.
Any
Yeah.
questions? Any questions that have those whoever it is on the thing, they can just ask us, and then we.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read the comments. I'm gonna put them out. Like we already got one right now. Gerald is legit, I know, right? About
Hey, you know what? I think people's gonna be trying to import a lot of stuff right now, dude. They don't. They have small window. You know what I mean? It's the window getting smaller and smaller every time. You know what I mean? It's I don't know if I don't know how to see it, Gerald. I don't know if I should see it like as a good thing or a bad thing. You know.
Well, I would say this: my experience, and you know more about importing than I do, but my experience with Titus, with the great breeder over there, it's because of the issues going on with Russia right now. Is it Putin? That's his name?
Yeah, it's Putin. Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin. He's shutting down borders. You know, you used to have a bunch of borders open through to Hungary and Poland, whatever. But now he's shutting them down every 2 weeks. So now everything is being bottlenecked to 1 or 2 entries. He's going to be shutting that down too.
It's not just him shutting down; they're shutting down on him too. So that window is getting like a little smaller and smaller. You know.
Yeah. So it's really hard. It's really hard to get dogs shipped from Russia, which, you know, Russia got some good dogs, but my experience was a little bit more technical. So I'll tell you guys my experience, and we're going to talk about other things too, because I don't want this to be all about importing a dog, because 80% of you guys ain't going to import no dog. You're going to get one from here in the United States. Just do your due diligence. So when I bought the dog, you know, Leo, you know that sometimes people, when you import an animal, the breeders over there will either have you pick up the dog, go through customs, pick up the dog through cargo, which is a separate location at the LAX airport for me. Or the best way I like it is when they have somebody to fly the dogs over, and all you do is meet them at the airport.
Yeah.
Right?
Just like
and that's what happened this time with me. So first of all, the dog had to travel 6 hours to get to Hungary, to fly to Poland, to fly out. And then he had to catch 2 flights. Well, the flights got delayed, or the transport guy who was flying the dog missed the connecting flight. A lot of things happened, and it was nobody's fault. Nobody has control over it, because if you fly out of Poland and to get to Amsterdam, but the Amsterdam flight was delayed, or your flight was late getting there, you're going to have problems, right?
Hey, you will miss the flight. And
that shit happens here too, man.
Yeah. So it happens every day here. And so one thing led to another. My shipper, who the breeder requested me to use, was very patient. He's here in the United States. So he communicated with his team over there like it wasn't nothing. And it was stressful for me at first, because I never had a person I can talk to other than my custom broker for the past imports that I've done, right? I'm always talking to my broker, or I got to message the breeder, like, what's going on? But the guy here in Illinois set up all the shipping. Like I'm like white glove service, dude. And it was great. So hiccup came. Leo was there with me with his new dog. What's the dog name?
Billy. I call him Billy.
Billy. Now, Billy, Mark, you probably have heard of Billy's father. It's a name that I wouldn't name a male dog, but it's called Lemon Drop.
Lemon drop, huh?
It drops.
Lemon
It
drop,
drops.
yeah. And
That has
trust
to be
me,
one strong
it's
dog,
different.
Leo, to have that
Dude.
happen there.
It's different.
he's a phenomenal looking dog.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, we don't know. Maybe the name will change a little bit. Who you never know. You know, with this thing.
Lemon drop.
We
Names
always give
change
them
all the
nicknames.
time. Yeah.
Drip drop.
Yeah. So the breeder met us. I mean, the transport guy met us at the airport. And one thing I noticed, people, I'm experiencing importing, but every experience is a new experience, is that when the dog came out the crate, he wasn't shaking, he wasn't nervous, he just tired, he's jet lagged, but he wasn't, his tail wasn't tucked, none of that
Scary.
crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you know, LAX is a zoo, so it's busy there, right? And you got
LAX is
carts, and we was at the Tom Bradley, frat brother. We at the Tom Bradley section, which is the international portion of LAX, and you got people coming in, and it's like mayhem, right?
Mhm.
And he wasn't shaking, he wasn't tripping, wasn't whining, and he didn't poop in the crate. The other dog that the guy brought over had already pooped in the crate. My boy didn't poop until we got home. I was like, wow,
you
he
end up
may be a house dog.
Especially with those layovers.
Yeah.
Did you end up taking a crate too, huh? You did, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
I pay for all that.
Yeah.
You ain't getting the crate back.
Yeah.
No. So that's my experience. I brought him home. First thing I brought him home, I fed him some nice raw tripe. I was like, yo, you've been eating that bullshit kibble with no name for a minute. Let me give you some real food. So I got some nice tripe from my boy at La Fundacion Beef Foundation, what it stands for. And he has raw beef. I'm giving the brother business, the way he packages it, etc. You guys see, I tagged him on there. Shout out to him. If you want a 10% discount on all that raw beef tripe premium blend, just go to his site, La Fundacion on Instagram, and type in the code EDS 1911. That's European Doberman Stud 1911. The year of my fraternity. But that's how it was cool. Anyway, he didn't eat much that night, man. He was like, well, what the hell am I? You know, I was like, it's got this big ass dog over here. And you know, I didn't feed him next to Casanova. That's a murder. That's a murder, and that's premeditated murder.
Yeah.
Trying to feed a puppy while another grown dog like, hey, where's my food, daddy? Right? So I fed him. I collected a stool sample for next morning, take it to the vet. I got him microchip, because the microchip in the other country don't mean nothing over here to me, right? Because when I compete my dogs, or when they get lost, the microchips here in the U.S. will only register. So I use
can't read.
HomeAway. Huh?
They can't read them.
They can read them, but it'd be like invalid.
0, 0. It will come up to nothing.
Because I think it's under a different number, right?
Correct. So I use HomeAway or Home Again.
Yeah, Home Again.
Home Again. Simple, one-time fee. They try to sell you extra crap. I don't deal with that subscription stuff. But the chip is the dog's name.
No, let me ask you this. Now, here's the thing. Now, when you register them with AKC, what microchip do you put?
I put in the chip that I put in.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, the pedigree have different microchip on.
Well, no, correction. So I put in the chip that I put in, right? Yeah. That's most important for me, because again, when I put the dog through trial, before they let a dog get on the field, the judge warns the dog to make sure that's the right dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think, Gerald, before we even have to do that, we have to take that European pedigree and transfer it over to the AKC pedigree first. And, and when you do that, then you can microchip under that WS number.
Yeah. I was putting the carriage before the horse, but what I do all these things. I get as people listen. I'm gonna tell you guys this, and this is, we got a lot of people logged in, man, especially on Instagram. So
that's nice.
Yeah, I tell you this. So I got a bunch of comments, man, like over 30 comments. I'm gonna post them up in a minute. But people, when you buy a used car, the dealership always tell you, oh yeah, we changed the transmission fluid, we changed the oil, we flushed out the radiator. Of course we did. We did all that.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. Okay. The radiator fluid is brown and it's supposed to be red, depending on the make and model. Your transmission fluid is brown. It's supposed to be dark red.
You gotta go all in.
Yeah,
all
and
over.
your oil is black and it's supposed to be liquid gold. So I start my own record of my dog at my own vet. So now they're familiar with them. They document the weight. So this is what I do, people. You don't have to do this, but if you're getting a puppy from somebody here in the States, first thing you do, Mark would tell you in his contract, Leo would tell you in his contract, within 24 hours, you must take the dog to the vet. That's just covering everybody's bases. You know, that's just for the health of the dog purposes, the liability of the breeders as well. So always do that, people. But my experience was great. We took him to training. I didn't want to do no bite work. He's only 4.5 months old. 4 months, 3 weeks, but who's counting, right? So I wanted to test his prey drive. That's important to me. So people, this is what I did that somebody brought to my attention that I shouldn't have did, but I did anyway. Usually when I bring a puppy to a prey drive testing from the breeders, from the trainers, either Syke or Lewis Williams, there's other dogs on that fence, right? But this time, it was only Titus on the fence. And so
He's
the handler was
on
just
a spotlight. On a
yeah,
spotlight.
he was like, what the hell I do? Right?
Yeah.
And then the second round, he didn't do nothing the first round. The second round, it clicked. The light came on. So, but had he had other puppies or other dogs around doing that, he would have zoomed in like, okay, no problem. I'm supposed to do this. So that was a good sign that he's figured it out. Right? Brought him home, feeding him. He's eating this dude got an appetite, which is very important for training because dogs are driven with obedience with treats.
No, that's very important for everything to have appetite. Yeah. Like no matter what.
So let's get into it. But that's my little diatribe of what happened. Mark, if you have any questions about it, I mean, you've imported dogs before, and Leo, you import teams of dogs a year.
Well, let me say this first. Gerald, I want to say, when you import dogs, usually from Europe, sometimes it usually should take like no longer than 2 days. Now people need to understand this. When you get a dog from Russia, because of things that happens right now, it might take you a week, or sometimes I've seen it going for 2 weeks. They get stuck somewhere, so it's very common for that. So if you guys, just for people, there's a lot of people that like Pride of Russia. There's a lot of breeders in Russia, so I'm just saying, do not get discouraged or anything, but these things can happen. It can just take at least, sometimes it can take a week or longer than a week, it's very normal. So people not to panic. Some people, if they don't know, people will start panicking. Oh, I'm not going to get a dog. What happened to my money? They're going to start freaking out, calling people and stuff, Now, these things are very common, especially right now, So instead of taking it, like if you buying it from Poland or Serbia or Slovenia, or I don't care, anywhere else in Europe, you might get it right away in a couple of days, day and a half. Now when you order it from Russia, it's a whole different ballgame. So
correct,
and it goes case by case. There's no way you're gonna get it if you order it from Russia. If you get it from Russia, there's no way you're gonna get it in 2 days. I'm gonna tell you that. Because you have to go through Poland, through Czechoslovakia, or to Serbia, somewhere else, and then it will fly right here. So and then also expect when the dog comes to be a little bit more skinnier. They don't feed them right. I mean, breeder is not there with the dog. This is just a bunch of transporting dogs. You know what I mean? Like they will not care for the dog.
Oh, they're gonna lose weight when they get there.
Yeah, so that's very common. So sometimes a lot, and this one have happened a lot. Like people will receive the dog and it's like, okay, it doesn't look the same way that it looked. Well, you know what I mean? And if your dog has been traveling for 3-4 days, it's not been eating, you won't look. Even if it happens to you, you won't look the same. You know what I mean?
That was the first thing you said to me. Is like, Joe, he's skinny, but you know what? I can do.
But he still look good. That's what I was trying to tell you. Yeah.
What do you think,
He
Mark?
was skinny, but he was still looking good, So
yeah, I think that's again, getting it from Serbia, like we got, we imported from Dijon. He imported overnight, but we stood at cargo and customs for 12 hours. So it's a long process. And again, reach out to these guys because they know more about importing than I do. But
did you use a broker or
No,
you did it yourself?
We did it ourselves. And that's why I said, if you don't have a broker, customs is going to drill you, man. You're going to be at customs forever, and they're going to be asking you questions. Why are you importing? Why don't you get a dog from here? You know, don't be wearing any of your breeding branding or anything like that.
Yeah,
So
my
that's
first
the
dog
weird
that I
thing about it.
imported was Alonzo, and I didn't know any better. And that was, God, 2010. Going forward, I pay that little $250 or $200 to let a custom broker deal with all that
Yep.
shenanigans, man. I can't deal with it. And Homeland Security has gotten more strict, and more people are importing, and it's just being caught up and hemmed up in the government's office just to bring a
Sure.
dog is just
Yeah, this was back in 2019.
yeah.
So you can imagine.
Well,
let's
the
see
thing
here,
is,
man.
if you import, like, if you can only look, if you go through customs, you can only do it once. Like, if it's your first time, you can free a dog by yourself. But if they pull up your name, if you've been importing dogs for a minute, they will pull up
Yeah.
your name right there. Your name
Oh,
will
for
pop
sure.
with a red,
Yeah. You're blocked.
yes, yeah, just like mine pops up right there every time I go. Just like I don't even try anymore. I'm just like the
Right.
broker will take care of it. Yeah.
Hey, who do you use for broker? Do you use
you
do you
know,
use a
you can-
Jaime still?
I use the guys in Miami. They all work
Yes,
underneath
yes.
Jamie. His name is the guy who owns the
Jaime,
company's name is Jamie. And then you have
Jamie,
all the
Jaime, however you want to pronounce it, Jesus, Yeshua, Jesus,
yeah,
spelled the same.
it's Jamie. Yeah, it's Jamie. He's in Miami. He's actually pretty good, and I get deals from him because I send him so many people. But usually, people should know it will cost you right around $250. So don't think it's going to be like thousands or anything. It will cost you about $250, and you can be in and out. So it's God sent broker. To get that broker. God sent.
Hey, Mark,
Now
look at
you
the
do
comment
have
right
to
there.
have you. What is that?
It says, my experience was horrible. It says, I would not do it again. I would rather stay in the United States because there are good dogs here.
Of course.
Yes, there are good dogs here. That's true. I'm never going to say don't buy a dog here. I've never advocated that. Hell, my first Dobie was bought here in the United States. I'm just saying there's levels to this dog owner stuff. So if you're wanting to buy a pet, yeah, some great dogs here. As a matter of fact, I'm about to post 2 4-month-old Pomeranians for a friend of mine who has 2 Pomeranians from Czechoslovakia, and the dogs are here. The two puppies, they're litter mates, girl and a boy. The dog is here, but the owner is not picking up the phone, and so the transport company still has a dog after 2 weeks. So I'm gonna help him rehome him. So guys, if you're looking for Pomeranians, 4.5 months old, I'm gonna post them. I don't know what his rehoming fee is, but it's gonna be 2 puppies, a boy and a girl. He want to rehome them both together. He don't want to separate them. So he's out of Chicago, Illinois. So Pomeranians, woohoo! I can't do Pomeranians, but to each his own.
Some people
But
can.
Hey, Gerald, real quick.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Mark.
just another reason, just to let our viewers know, just another reason why we import is, especially with breeders, is always trying to go out of our bloodline. So we're looking for a specific look. We're looking for a specific drive. We sometimes have to go out of the United States because there's so many of the same bloodline that's been spread out. So we have to go out, to Europe to actually import. So
that's a good point. So I like Leo is always evolving with the lines, right? He has a way better connection than we do over there. But in order for our fried chicken to taste real good, when you eat it, we have to have the 11 herbs and spices mixed right. Am I right?
That's right.
Because dogs get old, right? Dogs die. You got to have backups. You got to always be 2 years ahead. Always. And when these dogs turn like 4 years old, I'm looking for a replacement because at 5 years, they 35, and 6 years, they 42. And it's like, and that creeps up quick. So we import because we want to make sure that the breeding foundation stays strong. So that's why we do it. But if you're trying to be just a pet owner, You don't have to import.
That's right.
Here's the thing. We import from Europe because we're still behind. You know, what I mean? We right here.
Yes.
I'm not saying that we're good dogs right here. We are behind Europe. Like we're catching up. I don't know if we're gonna catch up. We're gonna be gonna be like the Europeans. I will never look. You know, they started this. You know, when I mean, we've been real right here. You know,
Most of the training, most of
they're
the
way ahead of.
yeah,
They're
they
way
far
ahead of-
advanced. Yeah, they're far advanced in the dog world than we are for sure. We're still looking at dogs
So why
as
would you?
pets.
So we as you know, if you're a breeder right here, you know your lines and you know what you like and what you don't like and stuff. Look, we ain't gonna get dogs from here. Maybe one day we will get dogs from here, but not right now. You know what I mean? But maybe we had some. I'm not saying I'm not gonna have a dog from here. What I'm saying is like my top males and top, you know, your top studs and females and all that. Hey, they gotta come from the top place. They gotta come from the, you know, from the source. You see what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and like I said, we're catching up pretty fast. We just not there yet. You know, these guys,
Yeah.
you gotta remember, these guys, that's all they do. Like this guy's
Yep.
you know, it's all they do. When I'm saying all they do, it's all they do. You know what I mean? All day
Right.
long,
It's their life.
every day, every week, every month, every year, year after year, year after year. Their kids, their nephews, their babies, everything is involved in this. You know what I mean? So
And that keeps the lights on over there. That's how they eat.
yeah,
That's their livelihood.
absolutely. I mean, and they're also, Gerald, they have ranches. They have, you know how we live right here. We have ranches. We have big space. I mean, I'm not saying there's no houses like a big houses right here, but
No,
bro,
Mark has a ranch. Mark, you
Yeah.
got a ranch.
Yeah.
See,
but those,
we can't get
there,
land
everybody
like
have
that here in LA without spending $2 or $3 million.
Right. That's right.
But
But
Daniel
over there,
Martinez,
everybody have it.
yeah, Daniel Martinez made a comment. Mark, can you read that? Because I don't want to put my glasses on. I want to look good while I'm on TV.
You're so funny. Gerald, you are a G. What's your thoughts on female Euro Dobies? Could they still be a good personal protection dog? I like their personalities more.
Wow.
Did you understand that?
Yeah. So, to be honest with you, females. Okay, here's the difference that I've experienced. And Lil, you have more experience with this than I.
Well, I'll
but this
tell
is
you
my
a
experience.
lot about that.
Females, to me, are better protection dogs than males. I tell you why.
That's correct.
Females, and this is why I say, man, dogs and humans are not that far attached from being from each other. Like we're almost the
Females
same,
will
right?
work. Females will
Right.
work a lot better than the boys. I'll tell you that.
I know, but here's the difference. So, like, a female will bark a lot sooner to let you know, hey, I'm here. Stay away. And they're more excited because, and they're drawn more to the opposite sex owner. Like, if I had a female dog, she'd probably be closer to me than Stephanie, right? And it's reversed. The male dogs,
Male with a female, yeah.
right? Female dogs will let a person know, back the fuck up. Like, I'm coming here. I'm here. Male dogs are like, here, like, come over that wall. We'll play this game.
That's me.
So females, to me, I think, are better protection dogs, personal protection dogs, when you're trying to deter. Now, when it comes to power, of course, you know, anatomically,
the male
dogs
have
are bigger. But when you're dealing with a female, it ain't about power. It's about deterrence. And two females. It's about flesh wounds. It's about you got to go to the hospital to get stitched up.
That's it.
So
that's it.
So I would say, yeah, man. Be honest with you, and the other thing about females on female dogs, they mature a lot quicker, dude. Like, I mean, my male dogs, it didn't click with that grown man mentality for like till it was 2.5, 3. Before then, they're still babies. They still think everything's a game and they're playful. They don't want to listen, right? But females, it clicks with them a lot sooner because they develop a lot faster. And females, trust me, if personal protection dog, if I wasn't on this side of the fence, I would deal with females because they're cleaner. You know, they ain't got to like mark their territories, right? Pissing on everything. But they will fight with each other just like two males, no doubt about it. And even worse. So Yeah, female dogs I think are better built for personal protection. It's just when they
100%.
come in heat though. When they come in heat, you got to put them up.
Oh, yeah.
You got to put the diapers on them.
Yeah, you know, females are vicious. You know, people don't understand. If you have couple, oh man, they're vicious. They're a lot. Man, I have a lot of issues with females. Not, but let me tell you something. Females a lot. They're a lot more. How do I say it? They're a lot more loyal to the family.
Yeah.
Female will never female will never test your patience. Female will never inside the house. Female will never try to dominate you or anything. You know.
What do
They
you think
like,
about that, Mark? Because you got females.
Yeah, you know, my females are great. They have great temperament, man. You know, they help each other out when they have puppies. You know, they commingle. I right now I have all the puppies out. They just played, and I have 3 of my females out there with the mom. So you know, they're good. They protect each other. They're good around each other.
And they take care of the puppies too. They like oversee the other puppies.
Oh
too?
yeah, for sure. They you know they don't
Wow.
feed them or do any of that until after.
yeah, but
we wean 'em.
you gotta teach them. You gotta teach them to do that. Like you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
start, like you have to do it. You don't just
You
don't
got to
just put
socialize them early.
you gotta fix that before it happens. You can't just throw them in there like that. They will take each other's out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
most
yeah. But we
definitely.
talking about when but see that's the thing where you
They don't
establish.
like the puppies sometimes too. They will not like.
Oh no,
the
my females have grown from birth. Every dog that I have in my camp have grown from birth here and have been in my camp. So they've grown together. So that's why I said my situation maybe is a little different. But again, you guys are always got to always monitor your dogs together, especially around puppies.
We got a Shane came in. Shane used to be out there where you were, Mark. But
Sugar
now he's
Shane.
over there
Oh
in
yeah,
Rosemead.
for sure.
Yeah, Shane.
Boy,
He's,
working with Kevin at
yeah.
K9.
Yeah. So yeah, Shane's in the house. He got a question. How's the new puppy? Yeah, the new puppy's doing good. I'm excited. Like I said, you know, he's still a ball of clay, wet clay. Want to see how he develop. You know, I give him some time to come into his own. I ain't giving him no 2 years. I'm not doing that. Here we got another one. Daniel Martinez, coming from a female European Doberman owner. Hell yeah, that makes amazing personal protection dog. They are loyal as fuck, and they'll fight to death to fulfill just that. That's true.
Yeah.
They won't give up.
For the family, yes, they are. Outside the world, man, they'll bite.
There's a comment with Shane. They said, hey, my female is a true gangster. Female works to pleasure the handler and the true love they defend with their life. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. So I hope that answered his question. Oh yeah. Did you see that? You see a little? I know you don't wear glasses. So
It's nasty. All my females are nasty, so don't worry about it. Females are nasty. They're a lot more nastier than my boys. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. It's always like, and I would never, like, I would have issues with some, like with boys and stuff. They don't want to work. Some of them don't want to work, or here and there. With a female, oh man, no, never have issues. They always bite. You know. Now, if you get an older female, depends how you get it. Like if you get it from a little, like babies and stuff, like they feel a lot more comfortable in a house. They will protect and all that. But now there's a lot of people, Gerald, be getting females like 2 years old, 3 years old. You don't know what you're getting in the house. You know, you don't know where it's coming from. They're getting it for breeding purposes. You know. Now that's a little different. You know. Now they'll still protect the house. I don't think they're gonna do as good as the other ones. You know. So
we started a algorithm with this female. Are they good personal protectors?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, I'm digging this. I'm digging these comments.
There's a what kennel in European DG? Oh, the new puppy, Russia.
It's that kennel. It's really hard because, you know, it's Casa. What is
the Casa? You talking about the kennel from Yango, from Russia?
No, the one. No, not Yango. The one where I got my boy from. It's Casa de Mike Lowry. I'm just joking. It's called Casa Calinas. CASAKALINAS. I'm gonna put that in the bio, guys. And this is where I got my boy from. Now, here's the thing about her. I like her breeding style. Let me tell you why. She's one of those breeders that only breeds 3 times a year, right? She doesn't have a plethora of dogs every month. She's not connected where she's having dogs like where I got Alonzo from. She had maybe 3 litters a year. Where I got Brody's, hell, that lady had a litter once or twice a year, and she damn near didn't even have a phone. So I put the information on where I got them from. You can follow them. She's good people. So let me read some more comments, man. These are coming in, dog. I think they want to see Leo. These are all for Leo. I'm just joking.
Mm-hmm.
What are they saying? Nah.
Shane tenfold. Shane says those ferocious females are the ones that you want to breed with. Yeah, that's true. You know, a lot of people, and we talked about this before. And Leo, Mark, you guys know better than more. You guys know better than I do, and you knew it before I did. But the breeding foundation of any kennel is with the females. People in America, we don't even ask about the female. We ask about the stud. But the female is whether you're going to determine if you're going to get some good outcomes of the puppies. You got to have a tight female. The female is your root, your fertilization of what the puppies are coming from. You can get, if you got a good stud, he can produce on any female. But if you want to
That's what I'm saying. I will put this. You need both. You need a good stud as well. You know, so
you need a good stud.
Always the female is a little bit more important, but you still, if you have a good female and you had a good stud, that's what you get, super good stuff. You know,
if you have a great female and a good stud, you're gonna get some good puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk.
That's it. That's my thing. You know, because you can have a good female and you can put her with a weak stud too, like some whatever. She might give you good because she's a good female. But what I'm saying, if you want a better results, you put a good female with a good stud, and then you get the magic, right?
Yeah. So, and we hit on a couple of topics. I know you guys got to go.
Depends what they want to do with it.
Yeah. So, hit on a couple of topics. One of them is the rules are changing with the federal government starting August 2024. After August 1st, 2024, which is next. Shit, man, basically in 2 months.
2 months.
You would not be able to import a dog unless they're 6 months of age. So imagine the cost of the crate.
And then still have to go to they would have to, not just the crate. It's going to cost, the dog's going to cost.
The weight of the dog will cost more. The weight of the dog. So whatever we paying now, add an extra $2,000 or $3,000 on that easily.
What do you think? Know what? It's we're gonna be paying money for those dogs in Europe. If they're gonna want a dog from Europe. They're gonna be paying like I would think it's gonna start anywhere from 7 to 10. To be honest.
Wow, that's the same.
Shipping,
see, I get
shipping.
So
shipping's gonna be around 2,000. So.
I'm gonna get the internet buzzing on this.
I don't know if it's a good thing.
No, I'm gonna get the internet buzzing on this comment. So let's say, I know a breeder over there that's already charging $8,000 for a dog, right? But you can't pick the dog. He picks the dog for you. So that guy that owns that Hunter, he charges $7,000 to $8,000 for a puppy. And part of the deal, you're gonna have to charge more. So now he's gonna charge $10,000 to $12,000 based off of 12-second slow motion videos.
Eventually, what's going to happen? They're going to start dropping, Gerald, more and more. You know, this is going to make it a lot harder. Man. Yeah, they're going to start dropping because you just imagine
proofs in the pudding.
Just imagine keeping the puppies until they're 6 months old. You know, now that's really hard.
Yeah, because now the bonding process is delayed.
Well, and so that's why if it's gonna be some litters, but they're gonna cost money. So that's what I was saying in the beginning. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing for us. Hey,
The
So
imprinting, the time
imprinting,
that you
yes.
have to imprinting, all that is just because they're not doing it for you. And so you're missing on a great opportunity with a puppy that by putting a great foundation in that puppy,
Yeah.
it's going to delay the process, and it's going to cost you way more money to get all the bad habits or whatever they didn't do to that dog within that 4 or 5 months or whatever it is.
There's a very good chance too that
they're gonna
importing
drop.
may going to drop. The amount
They're
of
gonna drop.
importing is going to drop. Also, guys, the the IDC show is in Budapest, Hungary. This is the International Doberman Club show. Now, this is not the protection show because you got the Siegler for that. But this is the confirmation show. This is the big one. This is where you see Rada at Deep Alaneta. This is the one that Simon goes to. These are the big ones where these dogs get these big titles with big checks and all this Royal Canine dog food. And
It's
so,
gonna, it's gonna look. It's gonna be a domino effect too, though, for everything. Just so you guys know, this one's gonna go down for the Europeans. It's pretty good. It's pretty
yeah,
actually big hit for the Europeans. It's a big hit. It's happening, and it's gonna happen from August. So they're not gonna be.
yeah,
Yeah, they're not gonna be breeding. They're gonna be selling them more. A lot of people gonna drop. A lot of breeders gonna drop. They're gonna start looking for different jobs or doing something else. Well, of course, they're always gonna be breeders. People, they'll be, they sell dogs over there too. They don't just sell them here, but it's
yeah.
gonna change.
Only the strong will survive, like COVID.
That's right.
Only the strong will survive.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I was talking about the IDC show. I'm flying over there to Budapest, Hungary, um, in September. First time out of the country that far east. So I'm looking forward to it. It's the first week of September, so a week before my birthday, and I'm gonna go over there for like 4 days. That's all I need, man. I can only see so many dogs, man. It is what it is. And but no, man, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited about this puppy. Um, I want to touch on one other topic though. Is what do you think with the new laws in August? How is that going to affect the breeders here? Are the breeders here are their numbers going to go up as far
Yeah.
as
Well, you know
supply and
what?
demand?
Yeah. Well, it's not supply. The thing is look, when the money is going up in Europe or anywhere else, we're gonna try to raise the prices as well too. So people trying to take advantage, it's gonna happen to all, it's gonna affect everybody, right here too. So when people hear breeders here see that the prices are going up in Europe, they're gonna try to rack up those prices too as well. I'm talking about good breeders. I'm not talking about Craigslist and breeders without papers. Now, look, I would say they don't have much time, Gerald. It's only 2 months. I would say go get your puppies right now. Go get your dogs and stuff. There's not much time. 2 months. What are you gonna do in 2 months?
Yeah,
Whoever's gonna.
this guy named Francisco. This is really interesting. I imported my dog for $250 on an aircraft chartered by the military. You put that link in there, and we'll see how it goes for everybody else here in America. But I
Yeah,
don't know if they're gonna let
you'll be the
250.
he'll be the
Shit.
only one. I have not seen it. Yeah, but he probably have some kind of
He's got
privilege.
connections, or he's in the military.
Well, yeah, I was going to say he was part of the service, and he had a dog over there, and he transferred the dog with him over
Yeah.
here.
Or they ship
Friends
one
with-
and the other one comes up for free. There's things you can do. The thing is you can't get it before 6 months old right now. And after August, and then when you do fly them, they're gonna have to go to quarantine.
Yeah, but he's probably avoiding all that stuff because he has the military clearance to bring the dogs right
Probably.
through customs or whatever.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you do have that kind of pools and stuff, by any means use it. You know what I mean? Use as much as anything you can. I mean, that's what we do. We try to save money. Everybody tried to save money. Everybody.
Yeah, I get that, but like, okay, I'll give you guys an example.
As far as transport, I'm saying.
Yeah, you know, but people try to trickle that down in everything they do, right? And before me and Stephanie got together, let me say this: before me and her got together, and I'm not knocking these grocery stores. Trust me when I say this. Stephanie used to go to Food for Less, Smart and Final, uh, all these places where you can get a box of rice that just says rice on it, man. I was like, I'm not doing this Food for Less stuff. I said, you
Oh
only
yeah,
eat once.
that's
You only
crazy.
eat once. People buy these exquisite cars and they put nothing but premium gas in there. I'm going to put premium food in my body. So
Yeah.
I would say this. I got a message today. I can't say his name, but he sent one of my former breeders a message. He's looking for a male dog, 6 months older. She has one, and the bloodline is from Ginga House. Ginga
Yeah.
House makes some hot ass dogs, right?
Mhm.
And she told him the dog's 9 months old. Now the dog is 9 months. And dog know how to stack and everything, got some obedience training. And she said $3,500. And he hits me back. I said, man, that's probably a good price, man. I mean, the dogs is Ginga House on both sides of the pedigree. Like the mama's from Ginga House, and it's like, you can't get no better than that.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, that's out my budget. I said, listen, you can go out there and buy you a Ford SUV, or you can buy you a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
You pay for what you get, man.
Yeah.
The well-bred dogs cost money. That's like, dude, first of all, and I'm thinking he's probably under 30 years of age. I don't know. I said, dude, get a house first.
Yeah.
Get a house with a yard.
Yeah.
I said, you can go out and get your Craigslist dog, yeah, $500. But guess what? You're gonna spend about $2,000 or $3,000 in vet bills. I guarantee you that.
We'll
You're
never
gonna do
be
your own shots.
You will never get the full potential of a dogs like that. You know what I mean?
No, and it's like I get tired of people who hit me up saying, "Oh, 2,500 is too much." Well, what? What do you think a well-bred dog should cost? Why don't you go? I tell you what. You want to find you a nice wife or a husband? You're gonna try to find them on Skid Row. You're gonna try to find them in a school,
Yeah.
or while they're working, or at church,
You know
right? Or
how
do you want to go up and down Skid Row? You got a lot of women who will pretend to be your wife for 1 hour.
look, it's
You want
expensive
some
to raise
quality.
puppies. It's expensive to raise puppies.
Right.
It
So
costs
it's like,
time.
so I get tired of that shit, man. People say, "Oh, that's too much," but you know what? I know people who get their hair done every day, every week for $200. Press, wash, and curl. Press, wash, and curl. $800, and they don't even spend $50 a month for a fucking gym. What is this, man?
Brutal.
So
$700 purse with $10 in it.
boom, I'm tripping, man. It's like our priorities, and I've said this in plenty of podcasts. I got into a texting message battle argument where a guy asked me how much our dogs cost. I said, oh, 3,000. He said, man, that's a lot. I said, yeah, but you go out and buy a Frenchie for 7 or 10 grand. But yeah, that's the Frenchie. I said, wait a minute. Frenchies can't walk well. They got skin issues. They can't breathe. You can't never breed them naturally. They can't give birth naturally. It's just they got more health issues than any dog at all. It's like, so they ain't gonna protect you. It's like, how are you justifying how much one dog is priced? Because Lady Gaga has one for 30 grand that justify the price.
Well, the price will go. The price will go up now. You will see from August. Ain't gonna be even right here. It's gonna go up. Watch.
So again, people don't understand by itemizing everything a breeder does to actually raise a puppy from fucking damn birth to the time you pick up this puppy. We're making peanuts compared to what you guys are paying.
Yeah.
So just to let you know, the reason why we do this because we love it and we want to preserve the breed. If we want to make money, we want to do something else. I would have stayed in my own damn career because I work 24/7 with this breeding shit, and I love it. And I know my well-being, my health is going to be so much more than actually, stressing out running companies. So,
you remember, Mark, I told you, you said, oh, I just want to have one litter. Oh, just one litter. That's Mark.
It was too much work, man. And it still is, but I love it. Like I said, you have to love this and you have to do it the right way.
And that's why I got into the Dobie game. First of all, I never looked at it for money.
Yeah.
I was passionate. And when you find something you're passionate about, you will never consider it work.
That's right.
You know, people flip out that I have 3 male Dobies and 1 Rottweiler. And the Rottweiler is really Stephanie dog, but I bought the dog. I picked the dog out, but just, oh, wow, that's a lot. You know what? These dogs give me something back that humans can't possibly do on a daily basis. They're
Right.
consistent. And it just, I love it, man. It's either that or cars. And I get more out of dogs than cars.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm excited about it. And if you guys got any, oh, what is this right here? Got another message. Here you go. This is probably one from Leo.
Especially choose that kennel in Russia. Do the ear crop. No, yeah, no. You don't pick your dog by the ear crops. You pick the dog by the quality. But now, if you don't like the ear crop, look, you can always crop it right here. But I can tell you one thing: they're gonna crop it better than we can crop it right here. Now,
Facts.
yeah, you don't buy dogs because of the ears. You buy them because of the quality. Like, you want to look at the lines. You want to look at the parents. You want to look, where they're coming from, who's keeping them, who's working with them, everything, all that stuff. That's what's most important. Now the ears are important as well, but I would look for the other stuff before you actually look for the ear quality.
Yeah, Leo. Also, bro, I believe in Europe they only do the long crop over there, right?
Well, you can do medium crop too as well.
They also.
Yeah, I mean, some do it by request. They don't like it when you request because they get offended, which I understand. When you tell them, I'll do it. When you tell somebody I want to do it, can you, cut the ears a little bit shorter? That means like you telling them, I don't like your cut. Let me get them smaller.
But to me, the medium show crop almost look like a long show crop.
No, but let me just say, if you have a medium show crop, look, a lot of people go for the medium because they think they're gonna stand up easy. Well, no, just because the long crop will go this way, the medium crop will go this way. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you know
what I mean? If you don't wrap them, the medium crop, they're not gonna fall naturally, but they're gonna fall this way, which is really hard to fix. Now, if you get the show crop, longer crop, they might fall this way. Either or, if you don't wrap them, what I'm trying to say is either or, if you don't put the work.
And you got to remember, the structure in the dog's ears too. Every dog is different. Some dogs have, weak cartilage in their ears, and it doesn't matter how much you post them or not. They're going to have weak cartilage, and also depends on how you post them. If you use the backer rod, if you use the mole form, if you use this particular posting zip tie method, it structures your dog's ear in a different manner. So, again, the reason why I was asking, because we got the long crop and we tend not to like the long crop because the tips tend to bend, right? And it's very hard to get those tips straight standing up. So that was my experience. That's why we do the medium show, the medium show crop.
Francisco, he had a question. I think it was for me. He says, did you specifically choose that kennel in Russia due to this? So no, to answer your question is no. And I knew about her years ago. As a matter of fact, quick story, I was supposed to get a dog from her before Casanova. And this is how difficult it is when you're wiring money over there. If you're a 1 digit off the Swiss account, or it doesn't look right or appropriate, they kick it back. Right. So I had sent $4,000 to Christine before for a dog named Royce. So if you Google a guy named Royce, the Doberman that follows me, that's supposed to be my dog, but I referred that guy to her because when I wired the 4,000 to her, the money was in the universe. It's like it didn't get returned, but it didn't get to her, right? And that went on for 4 days. And then then she told me, we'll just wire another 4,000. I'm not wiring $8,000, man. I mean, I got some money, but that's gonna tap me. You know what I'm saying? I don't spend $8,000 on nobody but myself, and that's very far and few. And so the money finally came back, but by that time I had found Casanova, and I had told this guy about Royce. Royce ended up being a beautiful dog. So this is not my first experience with her, but this time when I wired the money to her, I had somebody to wire on my behalf. Well, I wired it to a friend of mine over there, Mike, who's my connection over there, because his account is it's a U.S. account, so he was able to get the money to her. So that answers that question. But no, so he said something else too. I'm only asking because the breeders that I dealt with in Europe don't crop. I know only in Serbia and Russia are allowed. So here's the deal, guys. Leo, you can and you guys, Mark, you know this. Cropping and docking is banned in certain areas over there, but they still get it done. It's not banned over here, but I can see where it's going to start coming that way over here, where they're banned it. That's why Dr. Blutchko, when he does croppings, you got to pay cash only. We ain't doing chargebacks. We ain't doing check writing. He takes cash. Am I right, Mark? He does cash only. So I can see it where it's going that way because people say, hey, that's cruel to the animal. But hell, if that's the case, why we should be mad at our mothers for getting us circumcised.
I know, yeah.
Right?
That's one way to look at it, yeah.
Why did they do that?
Let me tell you something. They will never be able to stop that first, you know. Right. They can't stop it. Now, you know, they might try to, you know, send, like in Europe, they will send spies right now to the kennels. That's what they do. They send spies. They were trying to message somebody to see if they and if you get caught cropping, it costs like right around first offense is like 2,000 euros. Then it goes to 4, and then it goes to 8, and then it goes to 16,000 euros.
Hey, Mark, can you answer that question for Susie? Because I think you probably know more different croppers than I do.
Who do you go? Yeah, we go to Buchko out in Riverside. So if you guys want to go out there, just make sure you guys make an appointment because it's a long list. There's a lot.
Well,
and there's not too many vets that actually do it.
I used to like the older Buchko, the
father.
The father is gone. You know what I mean? That is, you know, he died. Now he's the kid. I'll tell you, I'm speaking my mind. I don't like the crops. They do.
Yeah.
You know,
they tend to be longer crop. Like again, I don't like the.
Well, they're big too. They leave them on the bottom. You know, like I can deal with longer crop as long as they're not like you don't have a plate on the side. Yeah. Now you can use SoCal canine. They do pretty good crops. And
yeah,
they're pretty expensive actually, but they're really it's the owner. She used to do boxers. They used to have boxers, and she does actually pretty good crop. But you will pay like $650, I think, or depends on how many puppies you have in a litter. But she does pretty good. There's also guys in San Diego. There's a clinic in San Diego. You know, there's a bunch of other people that you know what I mean? It's like we're talking about clinics, you know. Now, do your research. Like I said, you know, you can find them. You can find people cropping ears.
Yeah, I used to do Butchko, but when you can make an appointment, you better call early in the morning or you better call late in the afternoon for an appointment or just pop up. Now, when you pop up at Butchko, understand this. You better get there before daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just heard from someone at Colima Medical Center.
Colima.
They do ear cropping as well. I've never been to them, but
Riverside Hospital does ear cropping too as well.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I mean, there is plenty places you can find. Now, SoCal, I would go to SoCal, to be honest. I've seen the crops from SoCal. They're actually pretty decent. I like them. You know,
SoCal's good, but you know, my thing is, I'm gonna put their website up here too. My thing is with SoCal is that you know, certain clinics are good for certain things.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Certain clinics, certain good. Like SoCal's good for procreation,
for reproduction.
Right? Reproduction. They're good at that. Yeah. I don't know about their skill set in.
I tell you, 100%. I know that the lady's been cutting. She's actually that's the wife of the owner. Now she's the only one in the whole SoCal. They have like 3 or 4 clinics. She's the only one that crops the ears. So if you want to crop, she usually operates from in San Diego right now. Now to get the crop from her, you have to set up an appointment. Now, if you set up an appointment, she will actually be in the location that is closer to your house. I'll tell you something that she does really good job. I've seen it. I'm telling. My opinion, she does better than Buchko. Like it's not. I'm not trying to put Buchko down or anything. I just like her crop better than Buchko's. Now.
Yeah.
Hey,
Everyone
man.
has a preference. That's why sometimes, when people come to us and they say, I want this and I want that and I want that, go do it yourself.
Listen,
Angelica, let me answer this one real fast.
Read that, because Angelica, she sent another comment. She said, sorry for the long message, but hey, man, put your reading glasses on. What did that say right there?
AKC, a great Pharaoh.
Let me read it out loud. Is it too late to crop them when they're a little over a year? Yeah. You can battle crop.
Now let me fix this for you. Let me answer this one. Yes, it is, but it is not. So depends who is doing it. Like you can crop the ears on a 15-month-old and we can have them to stand up. But that's gonna depends like how you're gonna work and what you're gonna do, because people need to understand, Gerald, when you get a dog, when the ears crop, they don't just stand up magically. There's a lot of work involved in that. Like you really have repetition.
How long does that take, Leo, after that many years, or how being the dog's ear flop that long and the structure of the cartilage? How long does that take?
No, it will take right. It takes like a couple of months. They'll stand up.
But there has to be a lot of damage.
It's a thing you gotta do. It's a thing you gotta do. But they will stand up.
So let me finish her statement. She says, AKC, the great grandfather of Pharaoh von Berkenick.
Yeah, I know who Great Pharaoh is.
Who was a 2-time U.S. UDC IPO 3 national champ. Okay, so I want to stop right there, and I'm gonna complete it. Okay, and I've said this before, and Mark is about to be grinning when I say this. I get it where you said the great grandfather. Now, if you go back in history, who is your great grandfather? Do you look like your great grandfather? Do you even have your great grandfather's name? Are the genes that strong where 4 generations back, that dog that's born has the same? No. So my thing is, it's great to have those on the pedigree, but that's not even a third of what the dog is, because the dog has already been washed down with something else.
Yeah.
3 more generations. So
either it's washed out with the good or washed out with the bad. Depends
right.
either or.
So the other part to her, she's the sweetest, but definitely active. Also, I do have 5 sons and a baby daughter, children, and she is a family dog. What kind of training should she do? Also, what kind of training or playtime should I do with them? She is my first. So here's the deal. For reasons, I'm not a canine trainer. Okay, I can't speak on what you should do because I don't know the dynamics in your household. I don't know where they're located, who's all involved, what kind of food you have. So I can't speak on that. My recommendation is to talk to a trainer in your area that you're going to go with you can be more detailed than versus 7 sentences, and let him see what actually goes on. Because remember this, Ms. Smith, the dogs are a luxury, not a requirement, but they're 100% liability. And if you're not training your dog with positive imprints, like taking the food bowl away when they're eating so they can be desensitized, or not act the food when they're eating, you're taking it away, because your baby's going to pull their hands in the food bowl. They're going to move the bowl. They're going to take a toy from the dog. We need to make sure the dogs are not responding when we pull things away from them that they're drawn to, So like I had a dog named Bo. Bo wasn't my dog, but if I was feeding him and I wanted to pick the bowl up while there was food in there, he would start growling at me. Now, he's bit me a couple of times in other scenarios, but it's all about imprinting the right things. So I cannot tell you one way or the other, but you should get a trainer and let him evaluate the dog, and let the trainer come to your house to evaluate your living situation versus you go to him. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, especially if you want to do any work on any behavior situations with the dog, because what I understand, you just got the dog after a year old. So sometimes those dogs come with some behavioral issues. So you have to work on that. And again, like Gerald said, get with a good trainer They'll evaluate the dog. They'll come to your house, do some private lessons, maybe some group lessons, and then we'll see where your dog's at, and where you want to take your dog and what things you want to work on.
Yeah. Fellas, we've been on this podcast for a whole hour. Half of that, we've been trying to fix the technical difficulties because Mark had infected our microphone.
Virus.
That's another
Killer.
hour right there we lost. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Nightmare killer.
I'm
Nightmare.
ready. I'm ready for next time. I know, like, click. I'll be good.
Next time though, get a earpiece though.
That's
We
it?
can plug right in. Yeah.
I have accent. I have some. I just didn't want to spend another 30 minutes putting it on. So I was like,
damn, Gina,
I'll get it
damn.
done next time. I'll get it. I'll have it.
Hey,
next time.
So people,
10th time is the charm.
so people, until again, the three amigos, we will see you. And thanks for tuning in, Mark. Thanks for making it happen. I was a little bit worried, but you're here. All right.
Thank
Until
you. Thank
then,
you for inviting me.
Peace out.
Thanks, Will. Thanks for having us, man. You
All
know,
right.
good. Always good. Always
Hey,
good.
and make sure everyone follows us. Make sure that you guys
Yes.
subscribe and notify and all that good stuff, and hit your notification button for Gerald's Next Time podcast. We have some
All
more
right.
good talk.